The average domestic round trip in America hit $358 this April, 18% more than a year ago. That number is not one story. It is three shocks hitting the same industry at once. Here is the chain reaction. Shock one is fuel. In late February, war broke out between the United States, Israel, and Iran. Restrictions on shipping through the Strait of Hormuz cut roughly 20% of the world's oil supply off from international markets. Jet fuel prices rose more than 80% in the months that followed, and fuel is an airline's biggest single cost. The industry expects jet fuel to average $152 a barrel this year, up from about 90 last year. Across the industry, the global fuel bill is projected near $350 billion, up from $252 billion. Airlines can absorb a bad month. They cannot absorb a $100 billion cost increase, so the price lands on the ticket. But fuel is only the first shock. The second is quieter and stranger. There are simply fewer seats to sell. Airlines have cut more than 9 million seats for this summer alone, across America, Europe, China, Japan, and Australia. Airspace closures across the Middle East force long detours. On some Europe to Asia routes, operating costs run 5 to 20% higher. Every detour burns extra hours of that same expensive fuel on routes that would look bizarre on a map from 5 years ago. The pressure has casualties. Budget carrier Spirit Airlines announced it would permanently cease operations, a shutdown widely blamed on soaring fuel costs. Fewer airlines and fewer seats mean less competition for your booking. At the exact moment, demand for travel has stayed relentlessly strong. Strong demand chasing shrinking supply is the oldest price formula there is. And there is still a third shock. America is short about 24,000 airline pilots this year, the peak of a shortage expected to last into the 2030s. More than 500 regional aircraft are parked, not broken, not retired, just waiting for crews that do not exist. 324 communities have lost scheduled air service, and most American airports have seen service diminish. To keep the pilots they have, airlines signed expensive new contracts, and that labor cost adds roughly 6 to 8% to affected fares. Fuel, seats, crews, three shortages stacked on one ticket price. That is the whole mystery. So what can a traveler actually do? Book earlier than you used to, because cheap seats now sell out first. Stay flexible on dates and airports, and watch fares, because in a volatile market, prices swing both ways. And remember the fees, caps, and closures spreading across tourism this year. The cost of travel is rising on every front at once, which is exactly why the smartest travelers are looking at places the crowds ignore. That story is already on this channel.